Welcome back. In this video, you will learn how to add blocks that report whether or not the user has answered a question correctly. We'll also program the Help button. The user will enter an answer in the answer text component and then click the Submit button. The app must then compare the user's entry with the answer to the current question using an if-then block to check. Then the right/wrong label should be modified to report whether or not the answer is correct. When the Help button is clicked, the app will display a pop-up dialog showing the correct answer. Let's switch over to the blocks editor to begin. First, we'll drag an answer button click event onto the blocks editor. Then we'll attach an if-then block. Clicking on the gear icon, we'll turn this into an if-then-else block. Next, we'll use a math block to determine if two numbers are equal to each other. On the left side of the equation, we'll insert an uppercase text block. And join that with an answer text block. On the right side, we'll select an item from a list. Then we'll select a variable from the variables category, place it into the list, and change the name to a list. Remember that the answers are in uppercase. So I'll double click on the answers and you'll see that all the answers are in fact uppercase answers. And for the index, we'll use the current question index. For the then condition, we'll use the right/wrong label set text block. Now we'll set the text value to an empty string. And duplicate this block for the else condition. Now set the value of the first empty text block to the word correct. And set the value of the second empty text box to the word incorrect. Now let's add some pizzazz to our app by playing a sound when the Submit button is clicked. We'll need to go back over to the designer to add in the sound component first. Here in the designer, we'll select the media category, locate the sound component, and drag it into our canvas. Notice that the sound component is invisible. It gets its functionality from the blocks editor. While we're here, we'll go up to the user interface and select a notifier component, which is also invisible. We'll use the notifier to display a pop-up with the correct answer when the user clicks on the Help button. Now let's return to the blocks editor. From the Sound 1 category, we'll select a sound1 source block and bring it into the then block. Now we'll add in an empty text block, and we'll set the name to win.mp3, which is the name of the winning sound. Now we'll duplicate this into the else condition and set the name to lose.mp3. Now we'll need to actually play the sound. So we'll go to the sound1 component and we'll find the sound1 play block and we'll move it in under the if then else, like so. Let's review these blocks. The test reads, is the user's answer, which is answer text converted to uppercase, equal to the current question index in the answer list? If the current question index is 1, the app will compare the user's answers with the first item in answer list, LeBron James. If current question index is equal to 2, the app will compare the user's answer with the second answer in the list, Stephen Curry, and so on. If the test is positive, the then blocks are executed and the right-wrong label is set to correct, and sound1 is set to play a winning sound. If the test is false, the else blocks are executed and the right-wrong label is set to incorrect, and sound1 is set to a losing sound. And lastly, the sound1 component plays whichever sound has been selected. As the final step for this project, let's program our Help button event. First, drag a Help button click event into the blocks editor. Now, select the notifier, scroll down until you see the Show Alert block, and bring it into the event. For the notice property, we can duplicate that from the current question answer and drag it in. These few blocks will display a friendly message to the user when the Help button is clicked. Okay, let's test our app one more time. Notice that everything appears correct. We're on question number 1, and the answer text box is blank. So I'm going to enter the answer to the first question, which is LeBron James. Notice I've entered my answer in all lowercase, but that shouldn't matter. I'll hit submit. And the answer is correct, and we hear the win.mp3 sound. So let me back up and try it again with an incorrect answer. I'll hit submit, and we hear the lose mp3 sound. So everything seems to be working fine so far. So now let me click the next button to see if that still works. Well, notice that the answer from the previous question did not get cleared out. We need to take care of that problem as well. One quick solution is to set the answer text and the right-wrong label blocks to empty whenever the next button is clicked. So let's do that now. First, I'll move the if-then-else block out of the way. Then I'll drag in an answer text block, and I'll set its value to an empty string. Now I'll do the same for the right-wrong label block. Then we'll reconnect the if-then-else event, and we're done. Now for the final test. We'll type in LeBron James again. Click Submit. Our answer is correct. And now let's test the next button. Okay, everything looks good. The answer text is blank, and we're good to go. And lastly, let's click on the Help button, and the answer to the question, Stephen Curry, shows up in a nice dialog box at the bottom of the screen. So now we really are good to go. Okay, so that concludes our NBA Trivia app tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, but more importantly, I hope you took away some key concepts that will help you as we move into the next app. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and again, thanks for watching.